Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all had an amazing weekend. I had a great weekend, got lots of rest, enjoyed all the Juneteenth celebrations yesterday. Freedom Day to get to celebrate my culture and my heritage. And it's really exciting. Got more rest done. I did work a half a day, but it was really good. So now I'm ready to be back here, back to work. So today we're talking about how to stop asking for permission in private practice. And I wanted to do this quick lunch and learn for you guys to jumpstart your week. Let me introduce myself because I know some of y'all are new. I'm Kamisha Brewer Dickerson. I'm an LPC practicing here in the state of Arkansas. I am a business coach for new and established therapists. So, if you're a new therapist, I teach you how to set up, structure, and market your private practice without relying on directories or paid ads. And I teach you how to do that in just 60 days through my signature 8-week program called Private Practice Ready. And if you are an established therapist, you have two options. So, established therapists, you guys can work with me through the Vault membership program, which is like a library of all my advanced level trainings, coaching. I bring in experts. You can do the membership route, but if you're like, Kamisha, I don't want to do membership. I just want to do one-on-one. You can do one-on-one VIP coaching for me to help you scale, create online courses, products, coaching programs, retreats, build a brand, whatever. So it's everything beyond the initial, oh, I need to get clients. So those are the three ways I serve therapists: 8-week private practice ready, or the Vault membership program, which is a 6-month membership program with the option to renew, or VIP coaching for more established therapists. So that's what I do. And in my free time, I do speakings and trainings, lots of like workshops, keynote talks, the whole thing, virtual, in person, all of that. So that's who I am. That's what I do. That's how I serve people. I still have my practice, but we're not talking about that today. We're going to talk about how to stop asking for permission. So last week, I got an opportunity to be a part of a private practice roundtable podcast episode with some new contacts of mine. My girl Lisa at Therapeutic Perspective, and she's so cool. And I can't wait for that episode to come out. So y'all will see clips of that episode on my social media and on hers as well. So one of the questions came up about new therapists specifically, but definitely established therapists as well, but asking for permission and not being sure what to do and when to do it and how to do it. And is this okay? Is that okay? So I wanted to do a training on it today about how to stop doing that, how to stop asking for permission. And the big thing in private practice that is very different from agency life is that there is no clinical director. Like, you are the clinical director. There is no CEO, you are the CEO. There is no HR department, you are the HR department, right? So payroll team, accounts receivable, like you're all the things, and you're the provider, and sometimes you're the billing specialist if you don't have one just yet. So that means there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And within all of those decisions, what also has to happen is you have to be confident in your decision making process, because sometimes you're not going to have anyone to bounce these ideas off of. You're not going to have someone that's like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. What are your thoughts? Like, you might have a peer support group of therapists who are in the field who might can help you, but I caution you to think about their advice and their recommendations for your practice, because sometimes everyone's practices aren't on the same track and they're not on the same path. So, point number one, the reason that you need to stop asking for permission is because you are the only one with the vision for your practice. So, this is your baby, and the way you saw your private practice when you were in grad school, daydreaming, doing all the things like, oh, it would be so cool to do groups, or oh, it would be so cool to have a safe space for parents and kids. We could do play therapy in the lobby and the floor. Like, if that was your dream, other people don't have that dream. Other people don't have those visions. Other people don't know what your heart is. Even if you tell them, they don't understand it and experience it from the same perspective that you experience it. So because you're the only one with the vision, you don't need everybody's permission to make a decision in your practice. Now, I do understand those of you that are new, you're like, Kamisha, but sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I have to ask people. Some of you guys are asking too many questions, and it's a therapy brain, right? Some of y'all are asking too many questions because you need the validation and the approval of other people that you're on the right path. And honestly, those of you that are called to be trailblazers in the field, meaning doing things that are against the grain, doing therapy in a new way, doing things that kind of challenge the social norms or challenge the way we have approached mental health treatment, those of y'all that are called to do out of the box type therapy, people aren't going to understand. People aren't going to validate that. People aren't going to give you approval for that because it is brand new and this is your vision. So, number one, that's why you need to stop asking for permission and just walk in the thing that you've been dreaming about, the thing you've been praying about, the thing that has been on your heart for years. Just do that because this is your vision. Number two, you're the CEO. Okay, I can't stress this enough. The name of my brand is the CEO Clinician because I served for 12 years as the CEO of a nonprofit organization. And so when you're at the top, you have to make all of the decisions. And even when you have a board of directors or you have a virtual assistant or a content manager or a social media manager, you have to manage them. If you have an assistant who's handling your billing and your scheduling and calling people back, if you have all of those people, you absolutely have to be on top of them. Just because you're the CEO, you don't get to just go out and, be on a yacht pouring champagne and blah blah. You don't get time. You do have time to do that. You have to create it through your vacation, but you got to be on top of everybody who works for you because you are the CEO. So under no circumstances can you say, "Oh, well, we were going to run groups, but our groups didn't go well because my office manager didn't get them the paperwork." Well, when did you discover that the office manager didn't get them the paperwork and that's why your groups didn't work? And you also can't say, well, the intern dropped the ball on social media. First of all, does your intern even know how to do social media? Did you screen them? Did you get a social work intern or a counseling intern? Or did you go get a marketing intern from the marketing department who actually has experience and cares about social media? But those are the type of CEO decisions that you have to make, and nobody's going to give you permission to do that. So, as much as I love Facebook groups, I talk about this often. That's my home. That's where I hang out because I love mentoring new therapists. I love answering y'all's questions because I remember I had all of the questions. And so I hang out there. My team hangs out there, but you guys are asking a lot of baby level questions. And you're only going to get more problems as you grow in private practice. You're going to have bigger problems in private practice. You're going to have more expensive problems in private practice. And so, my goal for you guys today is to really start to adopt and embrace the reality that you don't need anybody's permission to make decisions in your practice. If you have a client who does not show up to their therapy session, you don't have to come to a Facebook group and ask us, hey, should I charge them? You are the CEO of your practice. This is your vision. What is your policy for your practice? Some people, their policy is yes, you should charge them every single time because they should have shown up. But if you have a little tug at your heart that says, no, my client is going through a hard time, I know what my policy is. My policy is that I charge them $50 for canceling at the last minute. But just because I'm a human being, I'm going to not enforce my policy for my practice because I know that that person needs breathing room. They've got a lot of stuff going on. They are not intentionally missing therapy therapy sessions. They're just having a hard time in life, and because I see them as a human being, I'm going to extend them grace beyond my one-time grace pass. You don't have to come ask us if that's okay for you to do that, right? You have to make the type of decisions in your practice that you can live with, that when you lay down and go to bed at night, you're like, okay, I did my best. We'll figure it out tomorrow and see what changes we need to make. You have to live with those decisions. Okay. So you don't have to continue to run to these Facebook groups for approval because some of these people that are giving y'all answers, I'm Southern, they have a raggedy practice, meaning they're not taking care of their people. The quality of care is not good. Their people aren't making progress. They're just out here giving a bunch of advice that you guys solicited, right? So you put it out there, you're opening yourself up for all kinds of opinions about what you should be doing. And 30, 40 comments later, you don't have a clue what you want to do anymore. Stop asking for permission. Close the door, close the gate, follow your heart, follow your gut. When you're really confused, refer to your ethics code, right? Do what's in the best interest of your client. Do no harm. Don't abandon your client. Document, blah, blah, blah. Reach out to your supervisor. Do all of that. Like, y'all know how to do that. Y'all are brilliant people, but you don't have to ask for permission and validation to make some of these decisions in your practice. I know sometimes you want to bounce some ideas off, but don't bounce ideas off the world because people always, sometimes they don't have your best interest at heart. So remember that. Point number three, let's recap, right? So you have the vision for your practice, nobody else. Number two, you are the CEO. You are in charge of every moving part in your practice. If you put somebody in that position or not, you are still in charge. All these decisions lead back to you. At the end of the day, you are solely responsible, which is why you need to train your team. I'll talk about that later. But number three, you have what it takes to run a private practice. Okay. If you are, I think private practice owners are crazy in a good way. Like if you are crazy enough to leave a stable paycheck with a lot of, I say, support. The way they supported us in agency life wasn't ideal, but the reality is somebody was in the office. You had a clinical director in the office, you had HR in the office down the hallway, you had all these other supervisors and department chairs, you had the CEO, you had the assistant to the CEO, you had the VP of this and the operation. Like you had all those people for support. So if something really popped off, you could walk over there and say, "Hey, I got a problem. Please come help." When you're in private practice, you don't have that. So if you're crazy enough to come out here knowing you won't have bodies in the building for physical support or emotional support, and you're crazy enough to just come out here and do it on your own because you know what's possible and you want to do therapy in a way that aligns with you, your family, and allows you to create opportunities to provide excellent, high quality care. If you're crazy enough to do that, then you absolutely have what it takes, which means I don't want you guys to forget that you are brilliant. You are master's level clinicians and above. Some of y'all have multiple masters, and some of y'all are working on your doctorate. You have multiple licenses. You have all the certifications. If you are that smart, you don't need validation about what time you should start your day. You don't need validation about what time you should start seeing clients or how much you should be charging. You don't need us for that. Set a number, move on, right? Because you have what it takes. You may not be sure because you're new, but that comes with time. And that comes with you just being in the field, getting your experience, cutting your teeth, making sure that you're connected to the right people, you're networking, you're building relationships with people. It will come, but you absolutely have what it takes. So, for today and for the rest of the week and forevermore, I want you guys to stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting whether or not private practice is for you. If you pull back a little bit from all these questions and validation seeking in these Facebook groups, and sit with your feelings, do your inner work, go find your confidence because it has leaked out somewhere. Go get it back, bring all those things back to you, ground yourself, center yourself. You will discover that you can do this. You will discover that you don't need all these opinions about what you want to be doing. You will discover that if you decide you want to be a coach, you're going to be a coach. I don't care if other people are like, "Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. You have a license." Do what you want to do. Be ethical, make sure it is clear. If you want to do coaching inside the business of your practice, do it. If you want to create a separate business, do it. Everyone has different opinions about that. You have to make the best decision for you. Do your research, make a decision. Be informed about what is required in your state and in your county, and talk with CPAs, talk with attorneys, talk with your licensing board, talk with your malpractice insurance, talk to those people, and then move on. Make a decision and own it. Okay. You guys are brilliant. You have what it takes. You know what you're doing for the most part. You may have questions here and there, but at the end of the day, this is you. This is your baby. You don't need permission. You don't need validation, but you do have to own it and take authority over your practice and what it is that you want for your life, for your career, and for your family. So, I hope this training today was helpful. I have to jump off because I have a client, therapy client, which is exciting because I know I talk a lot about coaching, but I am still doing therapy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are my therapy days, and I absolutely love it. So, if you enjoyed this training, make sure that you click the link in the description, cbrewerconsulting.com, and check out the CEO Clinician podcast. I have more free resources there. There is a 30-minute private practice ready webinar that's available on the website. Some really cool resources. If I haven't met you yet, on the page it says coaching, click there, schedule a coffee date with me so I can get to know you, get to know your practice. We can discuss options where I can help you because we have three options depending on where you are in your private practice journey. You can do private practice ready, you can do the vault membership program, or you can do VIP coaching with me. But if any of what I said today resonates with you and you want to connect, go to cbrewerconsulting.com. Check it out. Oh, save the date real quick. July 17th through 19th. I'm going to be doing another 3-day challenge, and it is totally free. We're going to add a bonus day for a private training with me and Q&A. But I'll come back. I'll tell you guys more about that, but definitely put it on your calendar. So thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you share this out with another therapist who needs it, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.